Hello, everyone. Um, so we're back. We are back. It has been a week. Anyways, welcome to this video. If you watched the last one, I had some choice things to say about a band. And today I have some choice things to say about a band. But they're mostly good. So let's talk about Stained. Yeah, Stained. I'm actually kind of a new Stained fan. I've known about these guys for probably a couple weeks. And, yeah, I've listened to all of their discography. I think it's all pretty good stuff. We'll get into that more later. But yeah, Stained. These guys are interesting. They have some just interesting material overall, and I feel that overall this band is pretty good, but yeah, let's move right along. Let's talk about their first album, which was actually self-released by the band themselves. And well, okay, I usually would cut to probably a music video along with the album cover and a little discussion about it, and then a little more afterwards. But Tormented is a different kind of beast. Its album art, for all intents and purposes, is very disturbing, and I feel that if I put it on and I feel that the art is just it's a bit yeah but I did actually listen to most of the album. Reason being, it was actually very hard for me to listen to this, not because like the album sounds bad. It's just, anything self-released is gonna have some quirks to it. No, I think it's more the lyrical content. The album is kind of like a concept album in a way where you hear the first track in the album, which is Tolerate. You hear a gun being cocked, and it's about a person who just goes through so much in their life, and they give up on everything. They eventually end up committing suicide at the end of the album, when I believe the longest track in the album, which is like over 20 minutes long, Four Walls. After that ends, you hear it being fired. It's actually pretty cool and interesting. I didn't get to self-destruct or walls. I was almost in tears by the time I had gotten that far. It overall, most albums usually don't get an emotional reaction out of me other than like air guitar and headbanging, but I don't know, something about it just really hit home. I could actually say that about most of their material. It generally brings me to tears. The only not like all the time, but sometimes. But yeah, no, Tormented, good album. I will admit it is very good. It's a reflection of the raw, more heavier side of this band that I'm personally a fan of, but I don't mind their more nuanced post-grunge sound, which we'll get into later. But yeah, good album. 10 out of 10. The 1 out of 10. The 8 out of 10. Okay, moving on. Tormented was a success to a degree. It gave them a cult following, and 3 years later in '99, they got signed through Mia's of Limp Bizkit. Oh, did you know that Limp Bizkit put out a song called Dad Vibes? I didn't either. Anyways, yeah, in '99, they put out their first album released under a major label. Going off the consensus of Spotify biographies and stuff. Anyways, yeah. they released Dysfunction, and well, yeah, Dysfunction is it's better than Tormented. Get into it a little more. Dysfunction is so good. So good. It is only 10 tracks long, but gets over the 40-minute mark. Granted, there's probably some tracks that are listed explicit on Spotify. Yeah. So, this album is amazing. The album starts off pretty well with Suffocate. Going from there, A Flat is my personal favorite off of this album. Another one is Home. It's just so good. Another one of my personal favorites off of this is Mud Shovel. Mud Shovel being just an amazing song. It's actually taken off of Tormented, which was a little confusing, but they redid it here, and there are a few differences between the two versions, so I encourage you to go listen to both. Yeah, this album is amazing and great, and if you haven't listened to it, I 100% recommend that you do. It's just so, I don't know. But yeah, no, go check it out, definitely. Yeah, Dysfunction is just a great album. It's got so many good tracks. You might be wondering why I'm wearing this. This is for nu metal, is it not? Well, let me tell you. Stained is kind of that, in the early days at least. In 2003 onward, kind of. We'll talk about it later. They weren't. Yeah, this is a little confusing. That's it. For now, they are nu metal. Okay, moving on. That's still kind of an iffy thing, but you know. Anyways, moving on. What do we have? Well, we have the amazing Break the Cycle, their 2001 album. This one is just as good. Notably on this album, there are a lot more post-grunge or grunge influences on this album, and that makes sense considering when you listen to their 2003 album, you'll understand why. But yeah, no, Break the Cycle is great. My personal favorites are Suffer, Warm Safe Place, and Fade. Those are just some good stuff. Not to say I don't like anything else. Epiphany is pretty good. Overall, it's just another consistently good album from them. I'm not going to bother with the music or whatever because, You want to hear you want to hear the music off of this? All right, fine. Yeah, it's good. Anyways, not if you've heard that. Moving on, we have their 2003 album, 14 Shades of Grey. Wait, no. Anyways, yeah, 14 Shades of Grey. To put it more in perspective, this is a more grunge influenced. They fully embraced the post-grunge sound that they had on Break the Cycle, and now they've just fully gone into it. So, to explain a little more. 14 Shades of Grey. 14. Always think it's 13. Anyways, 14 Shades of Grey. Somewhat accurate considering that, I think there's 14 songs on the album. I haven't looked at it in a couple days. But it's probably that. right? Anyways, yeah, this album is great. Album starts off insanely well with Price to Play. Um, one of my all-time favorite Stain songs. And it continues. Although, be warned, this is not their usual nu metal kind of sound. They have fully switched over to the post-grunge sound, as I alluded to earlier. And I think they're pretty good at it. Like, it's good. A lot of people, from what I've seen, say that they sold out after a certain point, and I can see that. But I'll be damned if I don't like this kind of soft rock post-grunge vibe that's got going on. It's a solid. Anyways, yeah. Solid bass, solid foundation, solid album. Just an alright. So good. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, pretty good album. What was their follow-up? Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Chapter 5 is their 2005 album. Accurate considering what year it was released in, and, well, it is damn good. It's damn good. I am mixed on a few tracks though, like Paper Jesus, for example. But my absolute favorite song from this album has to be Schizophrenic Conversations. That's just like a must. But it's a really intricate. So good. I implore you, go after this, if you watch this video, please go to Stan's Discography on Spotify and just listen to everything. You'll either love some of it or hate all of it. But hey, it's worth a shot, right? Anyways, yeah. Don't really... I pretty much summed up all my thoughts already. Unintentionally, of course, but if you want a small snippet of what the album tastes like, you're gonna have to go to YouTube. Sorry. I just don't feel like putting more stuff on my phone than I really have to. But yeah, no. Good album. Go listen to it. Anyways, moving on to 2008. Semi Dark Horse was... Yeah. Anyways, yeah. 2008, pretty good year for music. We had a lot of good stuff out. And Staind threw their hat into the fray. What we get? We got The Illusion of Making Progress, which is so good. It's another, soft rock grunge thing. But honestly, this is a really good album, like, straight up. To get more into it, this album is really good. Really good. It's more of the post-grunge stuff that I know some people aren't too fond of, but I'm certainly fond of it. And I love how emotional the music can be at times. It just, again, it really hits home. It hits me right here, in my heart. You can't see me right now, but you know where I'm pointing. Anyways, yeah. Overall, stellar album, and just overall greatness, Yeah. That's all I got to say on this one. Moving on, we have something interesting. Oh, okay. I'm on the floor right now because I don't know if the FBI is listening in or not. But okay. The album we're talking about is Staind, self-titled. Now, this album is kind of underground. If you know what I mean, it's kind of not really talked about, from what I've seen anyways. But what I'm trying to get at here is that this album is really good. To explain it in a little more depth, this album is insanely dense and heavy, going back to the Dysfunction days, the early days. This album is insanely heavy, but still has some ballads on it, but more than not, it is just insanely pounding. It's like an astute drums. Not to mention Eyes Wide Open, the way this album starts off is amazing. It immediately sets the mood for what this album is going to be. And it is amazing. So yeah, that's the self-titled. Insanely amazing and really cool. Really good. I think they're here. But thank you for watching the video if you did. And listen to all these albums. They're all great and they're all amazing. And listen to their live album that they recently released too. That's pretty good too. I don't have much time. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Which will be approximately, probably in about a month. My phone can't take this kind of abuse for... I don't feel like, putting my phone through this subjectively kind of abuse for, a while. I'm very space conscious, okay? But thank you for watching, and, Get out of here when you still can!